in men are here. We'll wait till my daddy. Right, so I've got my cup of tea. I'm in my bed. This is a fun video. So today I'm gonna do like a girl talk kind of vid, but girl talks normally work as like if you've got a big following, you ask your followers for questions and things like that, but I don't have a big following, so my belly just rumbled. I'm gonna just talk through like topics that are kind of like girly topics and what you kind of talk about if like you're with your friends and things like that, and I'll try and give some advice because some of the topics are a bit thingy, but they're all based around girls. So this is how I'm going to do my girl talk, because I like videos like this and I love watching videos like this, and I like saying my opinion on things that are kind of like this. So I've got my iPad with my notes on it, and yeah, we're just gonna get started. Also, my windows are open, so if it's a bit like noisy, I apologise, but I'm literally boiling. I say that though, I've just looked out my window, there's like a massive grey cloud. Nice. The first like topic is periods. Obviously when you're younger it's completely different. Like when, say if you're like my age, it's just kind of like it's just a period's a period, like it comes and it goes and then it comes again and it about kills you off, and then yeah. So like so we'll talk about my first period story. Mine wasn't even that bad because I was having stomach aches for a couple of days before, and I was at school. I think I was in year 8. I was at school and I was saying it to one of my friends, and she turned around and she was like, "Do you not think it's like a period?" And I was like and then I came home to my mum and I explained it to my mum, and she gave me like some pads, and then I wore them for like literally the next couple of days because I was too scared, and then eventually I started it, and I'm sure I started it at school, but I was kind of prepared, like I was ready. My mum, but because I'm the only girl and obviously my parents, they all know that it's coming, so don't ever be like, how am I meant to explain this to my mum, because she's been through it, like it happens, like you can't stop it. But I used to have really bad period cramps, like literally the worst, and I used to sit and cry and everything, like they were awful. And hot water bottles they're like so good when you've got cramps. Just get a hot water bottle, have some paracetamol, you're great. But when I was younger, I think it was a couple of years ago now, nearly 2 years I think, my periods were really bad, so I got put on the pill for my periods. But the first pill I was on, I didn't like it. It just made me feel really like just sad and like just down all the time, and I kind of had no energy, so then I swapped over to a different one, which I think is the one I'm on now, and it's just so much better. But that's the thing with like pills and everything, because literally they all work differently for everybody. That's really annoying, something's on my head. But yeah, they all work completely different for everybody, but you should never be ashamed of your period. But I get like when you're scared about like if you're gonna stand up at one point, I get that, and I hate that. Do you know like when you used to be in school assemblies and you'd be like, but yeah, I don't really know what else to say on periods. I'm just trying to like, I'm gonna like try and just, I don't know, like say as much as I can on each topic, but it's hard when you're not being given like a specific, it's like spazzed out, so if it's like gone different then soz. But yeah, I'm just gonna try and like give a rough thing on each topic. I don't really know. I don't know, because it's hard when you're not being given the questions. Maybe for my next one, because I'm going to do a boy talk as well, I'll like ask some of my friends. But the next topic is breakups. I can't really talk on this because I feel like I've never been through like a proper breakup, but I've had like weird situations in the past and things like that that have obviously like hurt me. But I'm very like, I can get attached, not attached, but like I used to be able to trust people like really easily. Like I just could just jump into things, like even just with friends, I could trust people really easily. But now I'm like the complete opposite. But the thing is with things like that, even just like friendship breakups, or spells that again, I'm actually gonna lose my mind. But breakups, friendship breakups, boy breakups, time. Wait. You've literally just got to give it time. Like I can't stress enough that time is honestly the biggest healer, like, of everything. You've literally just got to take every day as it comes and not listen to anybody else, because somebody else's breakup might have took a week, a month to get over. Yours might take 6 months or longer. Like, it honestly doesn't matter. Like, it's a part of like the process, and you've got to like understand that there is different parts of the process of getting over somebody. Like, you just got to imagine that this person was like on your mind 24/7. Everything you did, kind of like you thought of them, if that makes sense. Like, you're not just gonna be able to jump up and be like, okay, let's go. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, sometimes you wish it worked like that because it'd be so much easier, but you've got to, like, if you want to cry, cry. If you want to scream, just you've got to do whatever you feel like you need to do. Otherwise, if you just hold everything back and hold your emotions back and hold just whatever, like if you just hold back in yourself, then you're just going to be in a worse position. You just got to like listen to how you're feeling and just acknowledge that that is how you feel at this moment in time, but it will pass. Like, you will move on. Like, and if it's like within a relationship, like boyfriend kind of thing, you've got to realise that that person just obviously wasn't meant for you. Like, and if you think about, because obviously people, when they go for a breakup, people like to think of like the happy moments and everything like that, and if you think about how happy you were with that person but it didn't work out for whatever reason, there's somebody out there that's going to make you so much happier and 10 times happier. And just imagine how you're going to feel when you meet that person, because obviously your relationship at the time didn't work out for whatever reason. And right person, wrong time is 100% a thing. Like, you can meet somebody that is literally the right person for you, like, just whatever, but at your point, even at both of your times in your life, like, you might not be on the same paths like you at that moment, but you'll meet. If it's meant to be, like, your paths will come back together when they need to. Like, it's one of those things, and it's definitely a thing. Hardly anyone ever says that, like, they believe that it is a thing, but it honestly is. Like, 1000% it's a thing. And I'm just chatting so much shit and I don't know what I'm actually saying. Like, I'm kind of losing track. But breakups, time is the biggest healer. Focus on yourself. Give yourself time. Like, literally just do what makes you happy. Don't think of anybody else, because you've got to think, you've been in this relationship and you've been thinking about this other person's happiness 24/7. Think of yours now. Like, you've got to think of your brain and your heart and your health and everything, and going out and just doing more things that you wouldn't have done before. The next topic is boys and F-boys. how do you know if someone's an F-boy? I don't know. I think you've got to see it as, if you have the slightest doubts that someone's like trying to mess you over, they probably are. Like, they probably are. And it's not a bad thing to say to somebody, say if somebody's got a reputation, and it's just not a good reputation, it's not a bad thing for you just to turn around and be like, if we're going to be a thing, then I need you to physically prove it. Like, and if they like actually are genuinely interested and wanted to make it work or whatever, then they will, like, they will prove it to you that that's not the mindset that they're in for you, if that makes sense. So that's not a bad thing, to just turn around to someone and be like, at this moment of time, don't really trust you, but I want you to prove it to me. And if then like they did, then it's all happy days, isn't it? With the whole F-boys thing, it's a difficult one, because some girls are the same, like can be the same, and I do think it's kind of like just rank, because these days people just like to play with somebody's feelings, and they're not really looking for anything serious, which, if you're not looking for anything serious, then why are you looking? You know, I don't know, it's with that situation, it's so weird, and it's hard for me to say anything because I'm not talking on like a specific situation, I'm just talking overall. But overall, there is still nice boys out there, but if you think that there's a few red flags, then just try not to get attached, and the moment you feel uncomfortable or you don't want to be with it or whatever, just walk away. Like, it's not a bad thing if you're not feeling something for you to just turn around to the person and be like, I'm just really not comfortable anymore, like I just don't feel it anymore. Obviously, like in certain situations it's going to hurt and hurt the other person, but you can't stay in a relationship or whatever just because of the simple fact of you don't want to hurt that person, because in the long run it's just going to be so much worse than it was for you to do it in the first place when you first felt like it, you know. But there is a lot of like gentlemen that are still out there and nice boys that will treat you right. Everybody has to have their fair share of heartbreak and getting involved with somebody that isn't taking them seriously and things like that. Everybody has to have the fair share of it, so you've got to move on and things like that. And with boys, like, don't let them run the thing. You wear the trousers. Well, it's not even that, like, it's got to be an equal thing. Like, if you want to do something one day and he says no or something, and it's a constant thing of like, you only see each other if he wants to see you, it's not how it works. If you want to see him, then do it. He shouldn't be saying like, no, because I don't want to see you today. He should be like, oh my god, yeah, like I really want to see you. Like, even if it's fresh as well, like if it's a new thing, he shouldn't be like, nah, I don't really want to see you today. He should still be excited for you to be like, oh, do you want to go somewhere? He should still be like, yeah, like really excited to go and do something with you, because it's still fresh and it's still new or whatever. But that's my opinion on that. I honestly can't even remember some of the stuff I'm saying. I'm just like rambling on about random stuff. The next topic is virginity. There's a lot of like stigma and everything around how you've got to lose it at a certain age, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. You haven't got to do anything if you don't want to do it. If you don't want to lose it by the time you're 15, don't do it. If you don't want to do it but like with the person that you're like seeing at the minute, don't do it. If you're not ready, don't do it. Like, it's your body and your body, like it's literally just your body. You can say yes, no, whatever. if you do want to lose it at 15 or 16, then that's your decision. But like, nobody should feel bad for wanting to wait longer. Like, I was nearly 18 and I'd waited, like I'd been involved or whatever with like boys beforehand, but never serious, and I waited until it was months in, just because I didn't feel like I was ready, and I wanted to like completely trust the person that I was going to lose it to, which I did, and I wouldn't change the way that I waited or whatever. But I know people that have like waited even longer and they're still waiting now. It's not even a thing of like waiting until marriage. It's literally just waiting until you feel comfortable with that person. Because if you're just gonna, you don't want to just, yeah, it's just such a, I don't know, it's a hard subject, because you shouldn't feel that you have to do a certain thing by a certain age, especially something like losing your virginity, because it's your decision, nobody else's. And if you're feeling pressured to do it, don't do it, because you should take time to like just feel comfortable in that situation with that person, and not feel like you're being not forced, but you kind of like in your head you're like, oh, I've kind of got to do it now because I'm a bit late to everybody else. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. It's your body, your decision. Do it when you feel ready, and when you feel like you trust the person. The last topic is friendships. Girls' friendships can be sticky, can be very bitchy, but you've just got to learn to talk it out. Like, girls can, like, just from like being at school and everything, they can like talk and gossip, but not even necessarily realising that they are saying the stuff that they're saying or whatever. You've just got to learn to talk to the person that the issue's with or the argument's with and things like that, and you just got to talk it out. And I feel like girls feel like sometimes, because I know I feel like it's sometimes you have to have like a big group of girlfriends, and if you don't then it's like a bit shitty. But I don't. I literally have like 3 friends that aren't even in the same group. I know them from different places, I met them all at different times, and I love them all for different reasons, and we get along for different reasons. And sometimes I'm like, oh, like it's a bit weird and everything, but if you haven't got a big group of friends, it's really not that deep. Like, it really isn't that deep. It's as simple as that. But yeah, girls can be difficult. You've got to learn to talk it out, like, but that's kind of with every situation. Just talking it out and saying how you feel about a situation makes everything so much better, and listening to the other person makes it so much easier just to kind of resolve or get over or things like that. Like, it's a lot better than just kind of like just whispering behind people's backs and things like that, and being just, and I get that people can be nervous about confrontation, but you don't see it as confrontation, because it's not. It's you just being like mature and trying to fix a situation that's making you feel uncomfortable, and it's not confrontation at all. It's literally just you trying to fix it out, which is a mature situation, you know? That's the end of the topics. We'll see how this video's turned out. I feel like I don't even know what I've said. I've just kind of talked a lot of rubbish. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything, then you can leave them like below, of like a girl talk, and I can do another one. I think I'm gonna do a boy talk. possibly. But yeah, thank you for watching and I'll be back.
You gotta keep that shine on top, yeah. On top.